writing linear equations. Okay, so if you're given 2 points, you can write a linear equation. That's all you need. You just need 2 points, and that defines a line. And so how do you do it? There's a lot of different forms that you guys might be used to for linear equations. One form is like this. They call this standard form, I think. It depends on the textbook you look at. This one's the most popular. I call him SIF. Yeah, SIF. SIF. Slope-intercept form. Okay? So that's another way you guys can write a linear equation. And then you have the MacDaddy. The MacDaddy is this guy. This guy, he's the one from MacDaddy comes this form or this form. You always want to start with MacDaddy because MacDaddy is the biggest one and the easiest one to use. This one's called point slope form. Point slope form. Why is it called point slope? Because you need a point and a slope to write it. That's what you need. You need a point and a slope to write point slope form. Here's the point. The point is x1, y1, and the slope is m. You guys find slope by finding the rise and the run. Also known as the difference in the y values over the difference in the x values. Now, slope is a really, really special number. He's also known as the rate of change. He's also known as velocity, speed, sometimes proportionality, okay? But rate of change is the most important name that he has because, half of calculus is studying the rate of change. So if you are given 2 points, how might you be able to write a linear equation? Now, we normally write our answer in SIF, slope-intercept form, but that's not where I start. If I were you, I would start with MacDaddy. So with MacDaddy, first of all, we need slope. We got 2 points. We can pick what we want. Like, we already have the points, but we need to have a slope in order to write MacDaddy. So what we do is we're going to find the difference in the y values, which is our rise. So I'm going to go 5 minus 2. And since I put 5 first, I got to put -3 first on the bottom. And on the bottom, I subtract the x values to find the horizontal change. That's the run. Okay, so we have our vertical change and our horizontal change. And what do we get? We get 3 over a -4. So it's -3/4. That's our slope. So how do you write your equation? You can write it 2 different ways. You can choose the first point. So you go y minus 2 equals -3 over 4 times x minus 1. Or you guys can use the other point, which is y minus 5 equals -3 over 4 times x minus -3. I plugged that in right? Yeah. So this one, I use this point, and this one, I use this point. You don't have to do both. You just have to choose one. But I'm doing both just so you guys can see what happens because it's kind of cool. All right. That guy times that guy, you get -3 over 4, x positive 3 over 4. And over here you have y minus 2. The reason why I distributed that is because I'm trying to make it look like SIF, slope-intercept form. I want to get this y alone, so I got to first distribute this. Now I got to add 2 to both sides. If I add 2 over here, he's gone. If I add 2 over here, I'll have to add it to this nasty fraction, so I'm going to make him into a fraction. So I get -3 over 4x. 2 with the denominator of 4 would be 8 over 4. And so I add those, it's going to be 11 over 4. And there you have it. That is slope-intercept form. Now, some of you guys look at this and go, 11 over 4, that's nasty. Isn't that your y-intercept? Yes, he is. Now, how do you know where 11 over 4 is on a graph? Make it into a mixed number. How many times does 4 go into 11? 2, and then we would have 3, remainder 3, right? Remainder 3 divided by 4. So 11 over 4 is the same as 2 3/4. So now you can easily graph it. Let's look at the other guy so we can finish this up here. For this one, I'm going to have y minus 5 equals -3 over 4. That's a positive 3. If I multiply 3 times the fraction, I got to put them over 1. So I get, what would that be, -9 over 4? Is that right? Did I do that right? Sorry. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then I'm going to add 5 to both sides. I have y equals -3 over 4. X, and then I have this -9 over 4. And I'm going to add to that, what's 5 over 1? What is So if I make that 4, what's that going to be? No. I have to multiply by 4, right? It'd be 20. So I have to add 20. Oh, you're going ahead of me, huh? Smart pants. Now, if I add -9 and 20, that would be, oh my goodness, 11 over 4. Hey, that's the same thing as we got before. I told you, right? I told you it doesn't matter which point you use, you'll get the same answer. Oh, that's crazy.